In the headlines, Nigerians share experience as INEC distributes PVCs at ward level. APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu promises youths vital role in government if elected. Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority sealed 14 filling stations over pump price hike. And on the international scene, Tunisian president sacks trade minister amid economic crisis. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Husseina Osman. And now the news in detail. Ahead of the 2023 elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission announced commencement of devolution and distribution of permanent voter cards in wards and registration areas from Friday the 6th of January to ease distribution and collection of PVCs by prospective voters. Trustee Visagir Ibrahim visits Dutang Alhaji LEA Primary School Ward Registration Area in Buari Area Council of Abuja to observe the distribution process.
Behind me are prospective voters who have come out in their numbers to collect their permanent voter cards following an announcement by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that distribution of permanent voter cards will be moved from local government offices to ward and registration areas across the country to fast-track and make easy the distribution process.
This is the LEA Primary School Registration Area, Dutse Alhaji, in Buari Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. These prospective voters are visibly agitated after waiting several hours to collect their permanent voter cards to no avail.
I came by 9 because they said it's opening by 9, a few minutes past 9. And the place is crowded. The crowd for me is nowhere managed.
This queue here since 8 a.m. At first, the queue was going on well. They write some names. Then the names at long run, I don't understand what was going on again. As if some people were favored. Some people have some people that they will attend to them because they know some people. I don't understand.
What they are doing here, they'll meet somebody at the front there. They'll be looking for your name, or maybe they will pass like more than 10, 15 people names before they get into your own name. So that process is not nice.
It's as if they are too slow. For like about 30 minutes, you won't have anybody living there with any good results. They find their way to bring the ballot papers to every polling unit. They can as well employ this method of, bringing all the staff across all the whole polling unit centers so that people can easily go to their polling unit and get their PVC.
On whether the process has dampened their spirit, they expressed conviction to collect their permanent voter cards no matter the cost.
It's called February 25th, I'm voting. That's for sure for me. I'm voting February 25th. If to come here every day, I'll make the sacrifice to do that.
I will collect my PVC. It can't discourage me. I will vote. I want to vote. Yes, I will vote. I will vote. I'll continue coming until I get my PVC because this time around we must vote and we are going to vote wisely this time. We must get it right.
No, I'm not going to give up. I have to collect it. Even if it takes me from today till 22nd, I will still come. I'm not going to give up.
INEC had announced that collection of PVCs across wards and registration areas will commence on Friday, the 6th of January and end on Sunday, the 16th. They also added that the process will be on even during the weekends to ensure Nigerians seize the opportunity to collect their PVCs ahead of the February 25 general elections. Sagir Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Ahead of the January 22 deadline for collection of permanent voter cards, prospective voters in Gombe State are trooping to collect their cards in INEC establishments in the states. Now, this comes amidst concern over non-collection of thousands of PVCs, including leftovers from 2019. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Determined to cast their vote in the 2023 general elections, a lot of residents in Gombe metropolis stay on queues to get their permanent voters' cards. Some Nigerians speak on the effectiveness of the electoral body in the collection process.
So I'm here to collect my PVC from the collection INEC. So the process was going smoothly.
The collection process has been very successfully. The INEC staff are doing excellent job. The process has been smooth, and the time consumed is less. As soon as you come, they do their best to verify your slips for enrollment. Then after, they issued out your cards. If your name is found, everything is done successfully.
Actually, we have just collected our voters card right now. We are grateful for that. And we are ever ready whenever the time of election is about to take place. At least we have confidence to go and cast our vote to whoever we like to cast for.
While others have collected their cards, others are still waiting, hoping to have theirs.
It has been going on gradually. It's not very fast and it's not too slow. Some people have been able to collect their own, and some people, they were told that their own is not yet out. So I'm wondering, up to this time, if somebody cannot collect his or her PVC, what will happen by next month when the election will begin? So I think it's better they do something about it so that people will be able to collect their PVC as they are coming.
The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, Gombe State, said it has created conducive atmosphere for PVC collection in the state.
In line with Section 19 of the Electoral Act 2022, the Commission displayed the preliminary register of voters for claims and objections in the 114 registration areas we have in the state. During the exercise, registered voters had the opportunity to request for correction of their biodata or objection to the inclusion of ineligible persons in the preliminary register.
As at December 2023, there are more than 230,000 uncollected PVCs in Gombe State, a situation that calls for more enlightenment campaign for citizens to collect their cards, as the 2023 general elections is less than 2 months away. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Moving to politics, All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu on Friday in Abuja has promised youths executive positions if elected in the 2023 general elections. Tinubu made the promise at a national youth town hall meeting themed Setting the Youth Agenda, aimed at engaging the youth on his plans for them. Noel Sampson has more of the details.
Youths in their numbers attended the town hall meeting to hear what the APC candidate plans for them if elected. They believe young people not only represent the future, but are society's main agents of change and progress.
The younger generations need you. Nigeria need you. We all need you. Don't trouble yourself, sir. The Nigerian youth have asked me to tell you that you have won. This election, we are going to win it landslide. Because we are determined.
While other candidates are working hard to manipulate their youth to win elections at all costs, including using them as dogs and agents of violence, Asiwaju and Shettima are carefully planning on how to give Nigerian youth jobs, security, quality education, healthcare, and social security. Asiwaju has also said, he will get to the root of the strikes in our educational institutions, and he will stop it. He will ensure that youth get access to student loans and other incentives.
APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed unveils his plans when he gets elected in February for the youth and the country at large.
You will have innovation. You will have enough electricity to power your home and investment. You will have good roads. public security agencies, then we have what they need. Even in personnel, we have able-bodied boys. If it's human capital, we have enough. If it's technology, we will give them the technology. They will crack down the bandits and send them away from the face of the harvest.
Youths constitute large percentage of voters, and through active participation, young people can play a vital role in their own development and that of their communities. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Wife of former governor of Oyo State, Florence Ajimobi, has called on Nigerians, especially market women in the state, to vote for the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, who, according to her, has the capacity to return the nation to the path of national prosperity. Ajimobi spoke in Ibadan during a consultative meeting with market women who described her as being pivotal to their socio-economic development. The former First Lady, who described the former Lagos State Governor as a unifier, charged the traders to ensure that they obtain their permanent voter cards and vote massively for the APC presidential candidate.
God has taken control. There is no doubt in my mind that come February 25, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to win that election, and he will be declared as the winner. The mandate will be given to her. The response I'm getting from people is overwhelming, but I know it's the work of God. That's what we're telling them. We've educated them. They're all going to collect their PVCs, and we're going to hold those PVCs very dear to us.
Governor Babagana Zulum has said Borno State is 90% secure and safe ahead of the 2023 elections. He said this on Friday after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja. The governor assured the voting public of their safety before, during, and after the elections. The November 22 attack on People's Democratic Party presidential campaign train in Maiduguri, the state capital, has raised security alert about possible violence ahead of the polls. Zulum, while reacting to a question on the current state of security in the state, said that there is great improvement of security in Borno State, hinting that his administration is looking forward to rehabilitating Maiduguri-Gamborungala Road and Maiduguri-Banki Road, with a view to opening up opportunities for the people to earn their means of livelihood.
We want to see how we can sustain what we are doing. So far, so good in terms of security. The federal government has done well. The military has also done very well. We are now looking into the possibility of rehabilitating the victims of the insurgency. Quite a number of them have surrendered, and then federal government is supporting our mission of rehabilitating them. But most importantly, we are yet to complete our resettlement project, of which very soon we shall resettle communities of Gudumbali local government area of Borno State. And then we shall also resettle all our refugees that are living in the Republic of Niger, Chad Republic, and Niger and Cameroon. The President has given approval to this effect, and very soon we shall start.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. How Katsina residents make a fortune from local stove fabrication. Do stay with us.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Already, if you look at English squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us on Trust News Update. A recap of our top stories. You heard that Nigerians share experience as INEC distributes PVCs at ward level. We also told you that APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu promises youths vital role in government if elected. To more stories, the Kogi state government has issued a query to the Ohinohi of Ibera land, Ado Ibrahim, for allegedly disrespecting President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Yahaya Bello. The monarch was accused of refusing to welcome the president during his working visit to the state on December 29, 2022. The query was conveyed in a letter dated 5th December 2022 and signed by the Director, Chieftaincy Affairs, Enimola Eniola, on behalf of the Commissioner, Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. The monarch, who was directed to forward a written explanation within 48 hours on why disciplinary action should not be taken against him for acts of insubordination and disloyalty. A palace source told Trust TV that the monarch has received the query and is considering his next course of action. It is often said that necessity is the mother of invention. In Katsina State, production of local stove using extracts from old tires is now a lucrative business. Many residents, including women and children, are engaged in the local stove business. Abdullahi Yemadi visits a family whose fortune has changed for better from local stove production. His report.
This locally made stove requires a small percentage of charcoal compared to others. Besides that, the stove is affordable as each is sold between 700 and 1,000 naira depending on the size. This is the only business I know in my entire life. The business really pays and earned me money and respect among my contemporaries. As you can see, I am a disabled person, but my life has changed. From it, I pay my school fees and take care of my aged parents. All praise be to God, the Almighty. Most of the producers have acquired property and other valuables from the proceeds of these handcrafts. Sellers of the old tires and those employed to burn them make the work easy for the local stuff makers. The end users say this locally made stuff is highly economical. Look, our family is living a better life now, all from this handcraft. From it, we pay our children's school fees, feed the family, and make end meet. I can tell you, without any contradiction, our life is better off with this business.
We started the business here and it is now spread across the entire state and beyond. The business is booming. Our only challenge is the scarcity of old tires. We have to go up to Abajana in Kogi State to buy old tires. We need support from the government.
The name of the locality has now changed to Ungwar Yamurhu because of this trade. The stuff is made for local use as well as export to Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, and Cameroon, among others. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Kazana.
In business news, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has sealed 14 filling stations in Oron, Akwa Ibom for selling premium motor spirit above the regulated price. The agency's team lead, distribution system storage and retailing infrastructure, Joy Koro, made the disclosure in Oron on Saturday. Koro said the filling stations would be sanctioned. He warned marketers to desist from selling petroleum products above the approved pump price. President Muhammadu Buhari has given a directive that the project to establish a world-class transformer production plant in Nigeria in collaboration with China Great Wall Industry Corporation be fast-tracked to accelerate stable power supply in the country. The Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Professor Muhammad Sani Haruna, said this on Friday after briefing the President at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, on the agency's third quarter reports. Professor Haruna said the project for the establishment of transformer manufacturing plant in the country was delayed in the COVID-19 pandemic in China. He said the plant, when established, will produce between 6.5 and 10 megawatts transformers of all sizes and different capacity to meet local demands and Nigerian standards.
The funding of Naseni came from February, actually, 2022. That is when, in fact, visible have started to be felt, even though there are certain things. Yes, we are generating revenue. Our solar manufacturing plant is a limited liability company of government. It's revenue for the government. Other activities like the production of the laboratory equipment for secondary school and tertiary institutions. Just yesterday, we received order from Uganda. They want supply of this laboratory equipment from us. That is revenue source for government. Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire also are patronizing this product. I tell you that even, as I said, we are only receiving 1% of federal government share of federation account, the National Economic Council has agreed that we should take the full 1%, and we believe from the end of January we should start that. So we are in pace. We have requests. We have many state government placing orders for things that Naseni is manufacturing. For example, we increase our capacity and deploy and transfer some staff to Taraba because of the request of Taraba state government to meet the demand of the state. We have different requests. In Nasarawa, we have increased capacity on solar homes because apart from what federal government has intervened, Nasarawa state government has requested. Recently,
and finally, on the foreign scene, in some of its first acts since coming to power, Israel's new security cabinet has approved a series of punitive steps against the Palestinian leadership, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said on Friday. The move is in retaliation for Palestinians pushing the UN's highest judicial body to give its opinion on the Israeli occupation. The Palestinians vow to continue their diplomatic efforts despite the Israeli new measures. The development underscores the hard-line approach to the Palestinians that Israel's new ultra-nationalist government has promised at a time of rising violence in the occupied territories. It comes a week after the United Nations General Assembly voted to approve a resolution requesting that the International Court of Justice intervene and render an opinion on the legality of Israeli policies in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.